'cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. And nothing can stop me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way. I follow. No need to say. Where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Susceptible now, before the moment flies. You got me spinning round. This love's got me on a roller coaster, screaming loud. And when you kiss me, you take me higher than I've ever been. But then you drop me, let me fall. Take it again. I spin, go round. Can't stop me when love goes around. It comes around. Still spin, go round. Just tell me where you stay around. Just stay, 'cause babe, I'm falling. Ain't no stopping here. Without you, I put my all in. Until you left me standing here. Without you, we on a merry-go-round. It's about to go down, baby. You know how it goes when it goes around. It comes around. I'm spinning, go around. Can't stop me when love goes around. It comes around. Here we go, man. Still spinning, go around. Just tell me where you stay around. Just say, here we go. I'm spinning, go around. Can't stop me when love goes around. It comes around. Here we go again, man. Still spinning, go around. Just tell me where you stay around. Just wait, here we go. I'm spinning, go around. Can't stop me when love goes around. It comes around. Here we go again, man. Still spinning, go around. Just tell me where you stay around. Just stay, 'cause I'm in love.
Denzel always told me we'd be at the parties. He said, "You leave 30 minutes for the devil to get there." Okay? And when he would say that, I will always remember that Denzel would leave the parties early. And I followed Denzel out. I'm out.
Okay, peace, family. My name is Christina, and I'm
All right, a new content creator named Christina. Check it out.
back just sending my love and well wishes to you all. It's a little bit later in the day, but I am determined to keep doing these every day, and it's actually kind of been good for me. As much as I appreciate all of you guys watching, it's a blessing to me just to keep myself in a certain energy to keep doing these videos. And so I found this quote by Denzel Washington that I wanted to share with you all. And it's kind of old, but it was inspiring to me. And so as always, before we get into this one, as always, I love you guys. Wishing you abundance, life, love, joy, peace, and prosperity, family. But not only to you, to your loved ones, to your communities. and even to your stinky butt enemies. And so with that, let's get into this one.
He lead me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. You know what I mean? That if you walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear evil.
As y'all know, Diddy has been in the news. And so much has been coming out every single day about him and about all the things he's been doing, his little freak offs, etc. Apparently, they said something about 38 pastors being associated with that.
38 past. See, that's just crazy.
I'm not even going to get into that today. But what I wanted to talk about is a quote by Denzel Washington that I found by Brandon Jackson, who was on a podcast 8 months ago. And so this is new to me. Maybe y'all have heard this before, but the quote was some advice that Denzel Washington had given him.
We'd be at the parties. He said, you leave 30 minutes for the devil get there. Okay.
Leave 30 minutes before the devil gets there. And, you know, I thought this was just a really good one, because I feel like, especially as I go down my Christian path, and a lot of people, I remember when I first went to seminary and started preaching, I was in my early 20s. And I remember that conflict within of like, can I still have fun? Can I do things? Like, does this mean I just have to sit at the house and like twiddle my thumbs? Like, what does it mean that I'm a Christian? And I think a lot of people have fear that once I give my life to Christ, I know I had this fear, which is why I kind of ran away.
You know, I've never, ever had to sell my body sexually for any roles. God cover me.
Because
yeah, that's
I feel like a lot of people who are celebrities often fall into this trap of, you know, the money, the power, the women, all of this, the drugs, having access to everything in the world, and then losing their mind, losing their grounding. And so
exactly. But a lot of people, they like Diddy, he never had grounding. He just never did. Some people are just born bad. And Diddy is just one of them, because he welcomes chaos. You know, a lot of people do that. You think you think there's a better person inside, and there's not. You basically, what you see is what you get. What you see is what you get. Is what you get. I know everybody wants to hear me sing, so I thought I'd hit that real quick. So let me go on. We're just in the warm up right now, but this gets really good because I got some Luckii clips for the show today, and it's very interesting.
You said used rooms are for free. That's how you got here?
Here we go. This is the one, the only rent-free video. Here we go.
Your mama used womb for sprinkle. Do you even know your daddy?
Emotional, damn it.
I'm sure your mom's womb was nice and used when you got deposited.
Damn. It's rent-free. You gotta like and subscribe, I think. We'll see. This is a blind spin, so who knows what this is about.
Broke men always think you want their money. What money?
What about an ugly man that you cannot even look at? Turn the lights off, dim, close curtains, put some sunglasses on. I don't know. Ugly don't bother me, and broke bothers me. I really look at an ugly man all day, but I will not look at a broke man. You could put me in a room with Quasimodo as long as he got some money. I make it work. Bruh. Something rejected you, it threw you in the trash can and took you out to the curb and let the garbage man pick you up and take you to the landfill and dump you with the trash and the hidden dead bodies and the diapers with poop in them. That's where
Shout out to Rent Free. This is good work, Rent Free.
Left you. Okay, and you gonna crawl out the landfill, walk back, get in the garbage truck, ride back by his house, put yourself back in the garbage can, wait for him to roll the garbage can in the house, and you gonna pop up out of there. Surprise! That's what you just did. Now I would feel stupid too. Okay, because he threw you in the trash so that you could stay there. When you throw something away, do you expect it to come back to your doorstep? No. And I'm saying it this harshly because this is how men think of you. If he was done and rejected you, he threw you in the trash for a reason. And it's not anything against you. It's against him. Never put yourself in someone's face who does not appreciate you. Period. Never.
She's sprinkling. She's sprinkling.
Because you're just going to set yourself up to be thrown in the trash once again. Okay? Don't ever do that again.
I've been with him 4 years and we still ain't moved out or have a ring. Currently, he has no job. Then you a prisoner. You
Oh man, that was Look, you have to admit that was hella funny.
Kidnapped by a broke man. Honestly, I don't even know why he's still there. Your man would
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, this segment is called "Being Trapped in a Prisoner by a Broke Man." Here we go.
if you stop paying half the bills or contributing, then that's not your man. That's your roommate, Dusty Pit. That's your stray. I couldn't even love somebody that couldn't do nothing for me. I'd be disgusted every time I go home and look at him. You broke mother, you can't do nothing for me. I'm struggling. You over here looking at me like you want some. No, I'm turned off. Period. Bye.
How do I deal with the guy who
I
purchases
didn't know sprinkle through that like this. I can see why she's popular. I can. She
a
does.
cheap engagement ring is asking me to spend my hard-earned money on him and go 50? Girl, what the heck? Give him that ring back. Give him that ring back and tell him that he can't afford marriage.
Oh man, this is funny as hell.
All men cheat. Old man, young man, broke man, rich man. Stephen Hawking, he cheated on his wife and he couldn't even talk. Cheated with his nurse. He had an opportunity. That nurse said, look left that you won't see it. He looked at left. He did it twice. And she said, those fairy tale princesses were not in love, baby. They wanted money.
Wait a minute.
They were all gold diggers, most of them. They wanted out and into the castle. Y'all don't realize that. Don't let the nice dresses fool you. That's how they dressed back then. Cinderella.
That's the funny thing about Kevin Samuels. You have to hand it to him. He literally told men to stop spending their money on gold diggers, when women, right? And spend money on him. And those fools fell. Think about it. Just think about it for a minute. Didn't he tell men to stop wasting money on gold diggers and stop wasting money on women that hit the wall, which was for these fools like 11 years old? Where did they spend their money? Who got mad if you didn't give them any super chats? So basically what he did was Kevin Samuels literally diverted the money from the money that these dudes were going to spend on women for dates in real life, by the way, to spending it on him. So they were still per se what they would call simping, but they were simping for a man that they weren't even in person with. Ain't that something? That ain't none. Here we go.
I met that dude one time and he was in lust because back then they didn't have sex before marriage. So he wasn't in love, he was in lust. She was in poverty and she wanted to get up out of that cottage. So guess what? She married Chris Trump. People didn't marry for love back in the old days anyway. They married for land, money, status, all of that. Marrying for love is very modern. Look where it has gotten us. You get followed by Dusties, how to reply to harassers on the street, and how to be approached by better men. Get off the street.
She's got a point.
Get off the street. Looking like this versus looking like this. Totally different. You're not going to approach me. Keep you some hater blockers, dust blockers, whatever.
Hater blockers, dust blockers.
Get the snooty bougie look.
Shira, he is rich but cheap. Should I drop him? He took me shopping but was commenting about how expensive things were. Ooh, girl. Ask him every time you pick up something, can you afford this?
Damn. Okay. Enough of that. That was funny as hell. That's Sprinkle by Rent Free. And that was some good cinema right there. Now we're going to get deep into it. We're going back to court, y'all. Get this one. This is a good one.
Court is calling 2022 CR 6781, State of Texas versus Michael Lee Kilgore. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ruben Herrera for the state.
Defense?
Adeline Silver for the defense.
And are you Mr. Kilgore?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me just tip it up just a little bit because you can probably hear the judge perfectly, but everybody else, their volume's down a little bit. So I'm going to tip it up a little bit. Here we go.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Kilgore, I'm
Okay, if the volume sounds okay to you, put a 1 in the chat. I just want to make sure I'm good over here. Here we go.
showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney?
Put a 2 in the chat if the volume's too low.
Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Your Honor, the state is waiving counts 1 and 2 and proceeding as to the lesser included charge of assault, bodily injury, married cohabitation in count 3.
Any objection?
No objection.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, married cohabitation? That is a class A misdemeanor. The range of punishment is anywhere up to $4,000 fine and up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor, he has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
According to the plea, state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of assault, bodily injury, married cohabitation under count 3. State recommends deferred adjudication.
In other words, if he didn't understand the legal gobbledygook, he beat up on somebody.
They're taking in consideration
He beat up on a woman.
2022 CR 7213. There's an affirmative finding of family violence, and there's to be no contact with Sherry, Sherry, Garman, Garman. Did you understand?
Hand it to Cynthia G. She always seems to be right. Yeah, all day, every day. She was talking shit about Diddy back in the day too. Look what happened. Here we go.
And that to be the entirety of your plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years in the BIPP course. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens in court when you F around and you find out. You know, if you left Black women alone, you wouldn't be in front of a judge. And you know, why seeking knowledge, I agree with you. She can be soft at times, but this is the weird thing. This is the weird thing. Why seeking knowledge? You know what's funny to me? It's like, this is where that mantra where, oh yeah, the law is against the Black man and stuff like that. These men actually really believe they can beat the shit out of a woman, okay, and not go to jail and not go to prison. They really do. So let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. Let's see where he ends up. Here we go.
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the lesser included offense, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence?
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all of its attachments.
No objections, Your Honor.
Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, and have you spoken to the complainant?
We have, Your Honor, and she has been cooperative throughout this. We have let her know of our plea offer that was tendered to defense counsel, and she was on board with that offer.
All right. Court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding the guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor, he's ready for a fresh start. And in terms of if he is granted deferred adjudication, he would ask that his deferred adjudication be able to move with him in his new place that he plans on residing in.
Yeah, if you didn't see it, that was a perfect point. He's ready for a fresh start. What about the tornado he left behind? Bars.
Move with him in his new place that he plans on residing in, which is in another state.
And what state is this?
Indiana.
What city?
Indianapolis.
Listen close, y'all.
What county?
I'm not sure. Indianapolis.
Who do you know there?
This is where it gets really interesting. Remember, he's in court for putting 3 hands and 4 feet on his ex-girlfriend, wife, whatever. I think it's girlfriend. Now keep it, here we go. Let's keep it on the roll. Here we go.
I know my girl's there. She works for the NCAA. So that's
Who is your girl?
Diamond Chestnut.
No, I mean, what is her relationship? You said
Diamond Chestnut. Wow. And that's his girl. What he's called? Oh yeah, that's my girl.
a girl, but what does that mean?
Like she's my girlfriend.
And is she aware of your history?
Yeah, we've been together. We've known each other since high school, since freshman year. So.
All right.
Yeah.
But does she know about this case?
Yeah, of course.
Well, you say of course, but many times that's not the case.
Yes, Your Honor, she does know. I have been in communication with her regarding this case.
It's not going to turn out. It's not going to turn out. I guarantee you. When men are like this, they're just like this. He'll be nice to Diamond Chestnut, who basically, remember now, he's going, this is the funny part. This is the evidence that all that smack they talk about, we are the prize. What kind of prize doesn't have his own place? Okay, he has to go live with another woman after beating up the first one. You tell me what's going on with that. Here we go.
She knows that he beat up another female.
Correct, Your Honor.
And she still wants to be with him.
Correct, Your Honor.
I guess there are limited men available.
I like how she sighed.
Do you have any children?
Yes, I do.
What are their ages?
Okay, get ready for this shit. You got to get ready for it. Get ready. Here we go.
2-year-old, I got a 3-year-old, I got a 5-year-old, I got an 8-year-old, a 7-year-old, and I got a 6-month-old.
That's your definition of a baby daddy. It gets, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, it gets even crazier. I told you that there's a reason why, okay, I made sure I put "this is going to get messy" as the name of this video. Here we go.
All right. What's the date of birth of the 6-month-old?
I can't tell you right now.
What's the date of birth of the 7-year-old?
8/28, 2015. I got
The 8-year-old. What's the date of birth?
2014, April 25th.
5-year-old.
I don't know that one.
All right. Why would you use profanity and say the S word and then you don't know that one? What's the date of birth of the 3-year-old?
Can't tell you, I wasn't there.
What's the date of birth of the
I
2-year-old?
wasn't there. That's not their kids.
I'm sorry, what?
I said I couldn't tell you. I wasn't there. That's not their minds. I had DNA tests for them, so.
So you mean those are your children?
Yes, they are.
All right. When's the last time you had employment?
No, I have my own business, so.
So doing what?
Car dealership.
So do you have a car dealership in Indiana?
I have a master builder license that's registered to the Texas Sub Controller of San Antonio.
Exactly why I seek a knowledge, not providing, baby trapping, and putting them through hell. Exactly.
Texas.
So you don't have a business in Indiana?
No, my business still will be here. So.
All right. And do either of these children, is their mother the complainant in this case?
No.
And I'm sorry, how old did you say you were?
I'm 27.
27 with 5 kids. Damn.
You're 27. You should not be dating 18-year-olds.
No.
I know 18-year-olds are legal under the law, but what is a 27-year-old doing with an 18-year-old? And when she was working at Jack in the Box, what employment did you have?
I still had a car dealership, so.
Yeah. And were you selling any vehicles?
I like the way she said, yeah, like bullshit.
Yes, I was.
A car dealership to him is probably, a car dealership to him is like 1 or 2 cars that he fixed up.
All right. Who were you living with?
I live by myself. I don't have my own place.
All right. Any other questions?
Nothing based on that.
Nothing from the fence, Your Honor.
All right.
Yeah, if he lived by himself, then why is he going to bed with why is he going to be living with a woman in Indianapolis? See, you could always tell. Fools just lie. The problem that people have is when you lie to a judge, they already know they already know your facts. They already know the facts. It's just they want to know if you're going to really tell the truth. And if you got anything new that is interesting, that's it.
The court is going to sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication. I don't know. Does he need parenting classes or need to stop being fruitful and multiplying? I don't know. But if you have children, you need to take care of your children.
That side smoke.
Children. And taking care of your children is more than dropping money off to them for a few seconds.
No,
you cannot. No, you don't. You don't even know their date of birth. Like you don't even know when to send gifts to the 2-year-old for their birthday because you don't know when they were born. You don't know when the 3-year-old was born. You don't know when the 5-year-old was born. You sort of think maybe the 7-year-old, maybe that's their date of birth, and the 6-month-old, maybe that's their date of birth, but you really don't know when their dates of birth are. And do they have the same mothers?
No.
How many mothers are we talking about? So you have 1, 2,
5 kids by 5 different women.
3, 4, 5, 6 children, and they all have different mothers.
Yes. Oh.
And so have those children even seen each other?
Yes, they have.
Do they?
And they never spin this kind of stuff on the Manosphere channels, do they? They don't tell you about this shit. They don't tell you, and this is common.
Even recognize themselves as their siblings?
Yes.
I highly doubt that.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. And I agree with the judge.
Each other?
Yes, they have.
Do they even recognize themselves as their siblings?
Yes.
I highly doubt that. Here's the thing, when you start having children all over creation and they don't know that these are their siblings, for all you know, they could end up dating one of their siblings. And the reason why they don't know is because their father is just having children all over the planet. All right, 2 years deferred adjudication, the BIPP course. There's going to be regular reporting to probation by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular UAs. There's to be no contact with Sherry Garman. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors.
This is my thought on this. I'm going to drop the link just in case somebody wants to come up. Basically, I believe the judge knows he's going to mess up again. He has a violent nature, just like a lot of these men. Most men who have a lot of kids, they're violent. Think about it. Look at Future. He's violent. He threatened one of his baby mamas with her life. Yep. Why is thinking our lives lying? Other male groups don't cut them a pass. Hurts me so bad that Black men end up being collateral damage as they purge these types off the planet. Bars.
Field visits. Do random one time every 3 months. Take in consideration 2022 CR 7213. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Anything else you need from the court to be successful?
No.
All right. Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes,
and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And the court is not allowing transfer to Indiana.
Oh,
All right. Is there anything else from either side?
I just want to say, Your Honor.
And
shit. Look, I don't think she's letting him go to his other girl's house. At the end, she just put it in kind of like, oh, well, I'm not, wait, let me play it back. But I think she got him good.
you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And the court is not allowing transfer to Indiana.
Yep.
All right. Is there any?
You can't freeload off on another woman. This seems like the kind of guy who probably ended up with I know. Look at his face, like, oh shit. You know, why is seeking knowledge? This is the type of dude who freeloads off of women, and what he does is, believe it or not, he preys off of pygmies. That's what he does.
Anything else from either side?
I just want to say, Your Honor.
And here, to be successful in probation, communication is key. You need to make sure you stay in contact with your probation officer. If you feel that they're not addressing that issue, you can always come before the court, and the court will see what the issue is and address it. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Casablanca.
Let me pause it right there. You know what I think? I think she knows he's going to mess up. She just saved that other woman's life, because at first he thought he could just go ahead and go over there to Indiana, you know, freeload off of that woman over there and just be, you know, probably put another baby in her. But let me have it better explained by somebody else. Here we go. Right here. Fast forward. Here we go. This is from The World Is Yours. Here we go.
Options. It's way more of life to see, way more experience.
Let me go back, make sure you get everything.
Black women do not date out of their race enough, and God, please release my sisters from the shackle of only dating Black men. I feel like it's time for us to explore our options. It's way more of life to see, way more experiences to have.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as per the title, guys, once again, you can see we're going to be talking about another.
Let me just put it this way. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing, when he put a baby in this young, beautiful lady, all he was trying to do is maintain access to supply. He ran around as if he wasn't even in a relationship. He literally did. That's all I want to say about him. That's it. We done. I said something about him before. Cardi B gets cheated on.
It's for you. And I've always been too good for you. I've been too good for you. I've been too good for anything that is associated to you. So you got to fuck other bitches to make yourself feel better, because I make you feel.
That's all I need to play on that one. Cardi is correct. Cardi is correct. That's the reason why most men cheat is, well, no, there's many more reasons, but that's one of the main reasons. Because a lot of men in our community, they hump for self. That's what they think is going to raise their self-esteem. That's it. Because they feel like they have more control. Check this one out.
We need to stop normalizing women getting an education. Education is literally ruining our sisters. Most of them.
Do you hear this dude?
Don't even know how to run a household. Most of them aren't marriage material. Most of them are becoming the men that they want to marry. They go.
Wow, these are the kind of men that Black women have to marry.
They study to become a doctor or a lawyer or this, that.
By the way, he's clearly mixed.
No other. And in the end, when they're 30, 35, unmarried and barren, They're looking for the doctor at that age. They're looking for the lawyer. They're looking for the successful businessman at that age. Why is this? Because the fathers have prioritized education over them becoming housewives, becoming people that, women that are women. Not every woman needs to be educated and go get a college degree and this, that, and other. We don't need to.
No, if there's men like you walking around, bro, they need to have their own, because I guarantee you live in somebody's basement.
A billion doctors. Disgusting, man. Disgusting the state that we're in. But no, these fathers are okay with their daughters going to colleges where they end up committing zina because marriage is not fulfilled and it's put on a back burner.
This guy's acting like he is just a moral idiot. But see, the one thing that you can tell how somebody is not moral is when they're disrespectful to other people. And he's being disrespectful to other people that he doesn't even know by saying this. And he has those kind of, the eyes he kind of has are those creepy, preto, incel eyes. And basically, to me, I would put him in probably a category with Austin Holloman, where they don't look that bad, but when they start to speak and they start to behave, then you just don't want to deal with them. And that's why he's mad. This is his way of lashing out. This is his way of lashing out. Why seek knowledge? This Arab just uncomfortable around women. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the crazy thing. So basically, it's not the fact that he's an Arab that he's having this issue. It's just that he's a mental idiot. And basically, nobody likes him because he's probably too judgmental, too narcissistic, too angry, and belongs to the Hands and Feet Club, in my opinion. Hazelbug is in the house. It's good seeing you, Hazel. Here we go.
Modern men like this make me sick. I am a Muslim father of 4 daughters and 2 sons. And I am one of those Muslim fathers who are having my daughters prioritize education so they can avoid being trapped by creepy incels like you. It's crazy, insecure brothers like this who use the religion to trap women, to abuse women, to assault women.
Exactly. Exactly. Let's keep it going. I got a lot of clips. How about this fool?
Bro, I gotta take a break from the internet or something. Cause black women is going crazy on black men like never before seen.
You know what's non-factual about that? Remember now, he ignored all black male hate channels for black women is at an all-time high, way higher. Way higher. It just shows you the kind of tone-deaf stupidity that black women have to deal with. Because this guy knows better than that. Kevin Samuels' channel alone has 1.5 million. That's literally as many BWE channels as there is. That would cover each and every BWE channel in BWE in not only YouTube, but all over. That's how many of these bitter men that are around here. That is the danger that a lot of women have to watch out. You have to watch out for men that are bitter because they'll act nice at the beginning and they'll put on a false front. But then when they feel like they got you or they feel like they have leverage, they will completely change to somebody like this asshole right here. Here we go.
Like, look, y'all gotta stop lying. Like for example, black women do not make more than black men.
That is by debate. Okay. It matters. There's more black women making more money than black men. That's true. But the funny thing is this is why would he worry about that? You're supposed to be worried about a relationship. Here we go.
They never have. Ever. So I don't know where y'all getting that from. And y'all always say the same thing.
I don't know. Maybe because 30% of you are in prison, and that means that there's more women making more money than men. You can't make much in prison, bro. Not saying you went there, but there's one out of 3 chance that you did. Women prioritize education. They reap the benefits. Simple as that.
Over and over. Look it up. Look it up. I already looked it up several times. It says the same thing every single time. I don't know what y'all want me to do.
I don't know. Maybe speak clearly. How about that? Let's start off with that, bro.
What I want y'all to do, though, is to stop lying.
Oh, okay, so Kevin Samuels didn't lie. Angry Boy didn't lie. You get lied to every day by everybody you listen to, bro. They lie to you every day. I know a liar now that people listen to. Almost about to lie himself into jail. See, a lie to a lot of people is they hear something they don't like, and that is the lie to them. Even though when you look it up, it tells them exactly why what they said was a lie.
And the whole education thing, y'all got that. Y'all got that. Y'all got more degrees than anybody in America.
If black women have more degrees than anybody else, right? Then they're making more money than you. So you just lied right there. Better education, higher price. That goes for everybody. We're not doing anything with it.
America. As a matter of fact, it's not just us. It's the entirety of America.
Exactly. But let me see what negative shit you're gonna say. Go ahead.
Let that sink in.
No, it already sunk in. They're the ones going to college, bro. And you're the one sitting home, smoking weed or playing video games.
And before I say this, I don't like to agree with these niggas out here. But yes,
you do agree.
Women do have more kids than black men.
I don't even think I need to even say anything, due to that video that way I just played the video of the courtroom session where the dude had 6 kids with 6 different women. This idiot here doesn't realize that it's biologically almost impossible for women to have more kids than men do in our community. It's just a matter of spec. Dudes can spread sperm everywhere. Women, they gotta wait 9 months to even get back. And really, you got arrested another 2 or 3 months. This fool right here. What a piece of garbage.
Yes, that is true. Like, for example, why do you think there's several men out here with like 7 baby mamas?
Exactly. He just look. Didn't I just say that? If there's a dude out there with 7 baby mamas, right? Then he has more kids than most women. 6 baby mamas, 5 baby mamas, 4 baby mamas, still had more than most women. DD has 8 or 9 kids. I guess she's still married and everything, but that's a lot of kids. And all he has to do is leave DD. All he has to do is leave DD, the red pill queen, and she's a baby mama with 9 or 10 kids. Now, he just admitted that he knows dudes that have 8 or 9 baby mamas. But then before he was saying that women have more kids than men. He just lied on himself. That's what these psychopaths do. They always lie on themselves. They don't realize that somebody is going to do homework on what they say and make them look stupid.
4 baby mamas. Why you think that's happening?
Because men are promiscuous and black women trust men. How about that, dude?
I'll answer it for you. You women are dating the same men.
No, they're not. There's just a lot of men dating a lot of women. That's what it is. See, this dude right here, he's one of those red pill reject, can't think for himself idiots. Everything he's saying, it's like I've heard all 100 times before. And he's trying, what the funny thing is this, is he's really trying to sound like he's knowledgeable and this is new shit. What a loser. Let's keep going. Here, this is a perfect example. This was perfect.
Comedian Corey Holcomb, please forgive me if I'm saying his last name wrong. Fatherhood. I'm not.
Listen to me, America. Please believe me when I tell you this.
Look at him. I wish Pretty Black Magic was here. She would say, look at this. Dark skinned, black, ugly motherfucker. Let's listen to him. JG Music.
This is not all men.
In the
but
house.
I would say it's about 80% of men. If we don't love your mother, we don't really love you, motherfucker.
There you go. That's how the men think. JG Music breaks it down just like this. If one WOAN has babies, 2 babies by him, another one, right, okay, by him, and 1 baby mama has 1 by him, then do the math. He has 4 babies by 3 baby moms. That lie debunked. Bars. Here we go.
Oh, come on now.
Yep, he meant it too. So finally, we are to the meat of the matter. Here we go. This is Luckii Marie's channel, and I found her quite entertaining. And she stood on her own. So let's check it out for a minute here. Here we go.
A man. It's just what it is. He didn't ask you to do all of that. And do you think he want to look at you and think like, oh, this woman helped me build my life? He's not your child, right? It just never works out like that. So do me a favor and save your time, your money, okay, and all of your energy, because it just never rolls around like that, baby. Either he's going to be like, thank you, peace out, or he's going to be like, I didn't ask you to do all of that. I didn't ask you to do all of that. It is going to be a conflict of interest. So you choose.
If you are a man and you can't.
Before we get to my favorite simp, okay, I want to ask y'all. I know y'all have heard that a lot because, you know, we've said it a lot. And it made me think, too, how come after, even men go through this, but I can't really speak from a male's perspective. I can just speak for me as a woman. What is that when you date somebody where you feel like you've given more financially, or you feel like when they're in financial struggle situations, it's more on you? Like you start to feel obligated to help them. And this is one thing that I feel too. As a woman, we're taught, oh, well, if you ever heard, why would you lay down with dry pockets, with a wet pussy and get up with dry pockets? You're always kind of taught that if this man is not doing something for you, you should not be having sex with them. Therefore,
true. That is true. Look, that's absolutely true.
When you find yourself in a position where you're doing stuff for a man and having sex for him, you already start to program yourself, and your subconscious starts to kick in where you think, hey, I must be operating at a low value place.
Yeah, basically, if the guy can't do anything to do with the light bill is not going to work. I mean, the thing is this, it's about getting equally yoked. It's about being equally yoked. And if the man isn't, look, even if you have money and the man doesn't, and you say, well, he's got a good personality. Usually men with bad personalities don't have no money. I don't know why it works out that way. It just happens that way. But a man who has a good heart, and he's going to find himself, he is going to he's going to get his education, and he's going to get a good job. It's just the way it is.
I must be operating at a place where I'm not really at my worth. So am I worthy of what I'm getting? Because they always taught me that if a man is not doing these financial things for me, if he's broke, if he's all of this, I must be either not his type. He doesn't like me. How many times have you heard, oh, if he's a generous man, he'll give you money automatically. He'll do all these things automatically. And if you're somebody like me, I was not one of those girls. Like, I didn't just, oh, he always has to have money.
Uh-oh. But see, that's the thing though, Lucky. I mean, I mean, how would you judge your situation right now? I think, at least from what I've heard and that was agreed upon, I mean, you have been in situations that have not been the most optimum. Let's just put it that way. There are men, you're a very pretty woman, so that's not the problem. But you have to understand is that if you put yourself in front of the wrong men, you will get that result. And one of the things that make men wrong are those that are so incompetent that they cannot even make enough money to take care of a woman. Because everybody brags about, oh yeah, traditional that. Traditional this, traditional that is the man makes most of the money, man takes care of all the financials and the bills. Now, you can't diss anybody, woman who is looking for a traditional man. That's been going on for ages, for hundreds and hundreds of years, maybe even thousands of years. The man goes out and hunts, whether it's the man goes out and hunts for the food. The man brings home and makes the house and all the kind of stuff. That's just what traditional is. And the problem is that a lot of people are trying to spin it around and make it sound like it's something different, when really it's just what it is. If there's traditional women and then there's non-traditional women. If you don't want to be traditional and you just want the guy to pay the light bill, by all means, go for it. That's up to you. But to try to make it sound like a woman expecting more from a man instead of somebody broke is really dangerous, especially since Black women are the most preyed upon as it is. Now, that's just, I understand that's all you may have a choice from, but there's a lot to go on here. Here we go.
Always tried to look at men when I started dating men at like age 26. I'm 33 now. So when I came in, I did come in game goofy, but I always thought like, okay, if I'm dating men, I try to look beyond, right? Because I'm like, okay, if something happens to their job or if something happens to me with the way I look, who's going to still be around me? Is he going to like me beyond this? So I never tried to prioritize money and seem like a gold digger. But then when you realize you don't prioritize money and you don't really ask for nothing, you're now thinking, okay, maybe if I start to give him more and show him more, he'll start to see my value.
No. I understand what you're saying. That's a good point. No. What's going to happen regardless is that it doesn't matter. That whole fit, feminine, friendly bullshit that the red pillars were kicking out, it doesn't matter. If a man's a piece of shit, he's a piece of shit. It doesn't matter how much money he has or how much money he doesn't have. It can be, the key is that what other cultures see is that a man is about himself if he is at least making a certain amount of money. He doesn't have to be filthy rich, but he needs to be productive. And when a man is productive, he is making money, because money is what works in our world here in the United States. I think what, Luckii, you're doing is you're trying to take both sides, both extremes, super broke and super rich, when basically there's somebody around 60, 70, 80K, whatever, depending on where they live, is what it's all about. So we'll find out. Here we go.
That's when shit get desperate, right? So let's just listen to this, right? Because I'm just like, people think, oh, well, you should want these things. You should start moving this way. You don't want to be desperate. But then it's kind of like, how are you in a situation when you want something? How do you not move desperately? When if
you want something from somebody and they're not giving it to you, you move on. That's how it works. First, I mean, this is where the 90-day dating thing, this is where courtship comes into very handy, where you're not being intimate with somebody immediately. If you're not intimate with somebody, you don't get your feelings into somebody, and you could see sooner or later you're going to see the real them, and you can figure out whether you want to be around them or not. Because the thing is that I guess Luckii doesn't know it. Sounds like to me by her verbiage that she doesn't date outside of her race. Because if she did, then she would probably notice there's a different way those men approach the dating scene than black men do. We black men, we have the least, so we approach dating the least unless we're black men who were not really raised in a environment of lacking. Let's put it that way.
Oh, that so certain, we don't get into it, but certain things such as calling him too many times, checking on him, being with potential, all of those things they tell you to do, but then when you do it, you
Oh
look.
No, she is right about that. I mean, nobody should be calling everybody that much, but see, what Luckii doesn't realize is that, or maybe she does realize it, is that she's kicking out what the Kevin Samuelites and the Red Pill want women to do. They want women to fall all over them. They want women to be fit, feminine, friendly, and submissive, calling their guy all the time, letting him cheat all the time, letting him beat all the time. That's what they're doing. So, so who's the they you're talking about? Because black women and especially in BWE or any of these positive black women's spaces, they're talking about, hey, look, call him once, he don't call you back, move on, shit.
Stupid doing it. So then you're left in a situation where you're very traumatic and you're like, fuck that. If I'm getting the problems, I don't want to date no nigga that's broke. So let's just look at the content, right?
Hey, Sprinkle. I played that earlier today. I should have played her right before this. But Sprinkle, it's worked out for her. She found herself a well-off man. He takes care of her. She can do whatever she wants, including Sprinkle. She seems to be very happy right now. So obviously what she's doing seems to be working okay.
Let's look at the content, and thank you guys for coming here. Oh, y'all up at night. We gonna talk, y'all, because this is what I wanted to think about. All the issues we go through when we try to date quote unquote potential, or we try to be in relationships with what they say broke men. They say, oh, you're a gold digger if you don't give a broke man a chance. But yet and still, when you
they do that. Dudes do that. It's a whole bus driver theory. And it's funny because the woman who preached the bus driver theory got all sorts of hands and feet put on her. Every pick-me has been, those are the women that men use, are pick-me's. Look at Cam Newton. Did you hear what his ex was saying? They aren't even together. She said, oh, I lie. I love to serve. I love to serve. She was saying all that shit. Cam Newton had already gone on to some other women. And I mean, it's not that he did. All the women that he dated are fine. So you could tell that it had to do more with him, the way he was, than the way those women were.
Give a broke man a chance. How likely is it today? I'm not talking about back then. How likely is it today to actually get somewhere? Mr. Let Go, I might drop the link. How likely is it to get somewhere where with somebody who's broke? So let's just take a look. And whatever guys are on camera tonight, y'all can come kick it with me if y'all want to, but y'all know I'm gonna just chill out.
Yeah, I mean, basically, yeah, let me let it play.
Pay all the bills. I do not want you to join any masculine modern women conversations. If you are not a man that can provide a safe space for her to be vulnerable enough to embrace her femininity with you, then shut the fuck up. If you don't provide and protect emotionally, financially, spiritually at a high level, shut the fuck up from a woman that can provide for herself. Quit complaining about these independent women. If you not a man, it's going to be a solution to that. The reason why there's so many independent women out here is because like you be so not dependable. If you provide her with a hard life, don't complain about the fact that when she come in your life, she not being soft. You want a woman to be submissive to you when you can't even submit the full rent payment? All y'all do is offer stress and headaches and wondering why this woman ain't your piece.
Now, I'm going to stop her right there. She looks like she's going to say something weird to it, but there's nothing wrong with that. Basically, what this black man right here just said is exactly what all other cultures of men do. So this is probably the situation I see right now. I'm gonna play her. I'm gonna let her say her thing. But I think Lucky's in a situation where she dated men that apparently didn't have much, and she was somehow brainwashed into a situation. I'm not saying it's true. This is just my observation. She was brainwashed into thinking that was normal. But I guarantee you not, if Luckii took herself out of Blackistan and was dating not necessarily another race of man, just another man, a black man with a different mindset, she would find out that the quality of men is way different, and they don't care about a $200 dinner or a $500 dinner or you know, buying things for you or whatever, because they have the money. That's what they put up. I've literally seen men have a dating budget. If you date for struggle, you will get struggle. Let's see what Luckii says. Here we go.
Did he lie though? This is one thing I will say.
Good point.
When a man is broke, what is the mindset of a broke man? I would imagine that he would be.
I will tell you the mindset of a broke man. A broke man's mindset is one of non-loyalty. Let's put it that way. They are loyal to whoever they can get somebody from. A lot of them, if you remember when I played the clip with the judge in it, dude was he was broke and he was going to live with a women. Broke men live with women. That's what happens. That's why because they are broke, they do that because they have no place to live.
Extremely insecure. He would feel like he's inadequate and he would start trying to add value in other places. So if you can't.
No, not really. No. I think that observation is not accurate, but let's keep it going. Here we go.
Can't provide her with no money. I mean, if you can't provide her with no emotional security, you can't provide her with no spiritual security, all these type of things. It's like, this is the part where I fucking start sounding crazy, because I'm just like, well, that's not something that you're taught. How can he provide spiritual security? How can he provide all of this? And then you're stuck looking like a fucking idiot trying to bond with somebody who has issues or who lack those areas that you need help in. Because
bars.
If you think of us as yin and yang, we're supposed to be finding something that we can help complete. If we as women are helpmeets, it's kind of weird.
No, you're not supposed to be a helpmate. That's where you go wrong. Don't get me wrong. You're not supposed to just do nothing. Okay? You shouldn't have to make yourself a helpmate or anything. If you got to helpmate somebody, then that means that they're not ready. They're not ready for a relationship. That's what that means.
For men to judge women who help men, or men who don't appreciate women who are in their lives helping them, because it makes you think. You ever see those situations where men be in toxic relationships, or they allow relationships with women who are verbally abusive, or they're more ratchet, or they really don't give a fuck about them? They're very putting them through the turmoil. They try over and over with those women. But if you're a woman and you're in an operation where you're trying to do people pleasing, you're trying to actually show yourself approved, you're trying to operate in a standpoint where you're like, okay, if I keep showing these things, he's going to see my value. That's where it gets tricky, because then you start thinking, am I operating?
No, good point. That is, if you have to show somebody your value, you're not going to be able to show somebody your value. A very good example is Cam Newton. Those women did everything for Cam that any man, not just Cam, should appreciate. But it didn't matter. Look at DDG. That woman absolutely loved some DDG, and he still fucked her over. It's the problem that I believe, if I have to be critical of women, the problem that a lot of women, mostly pick-me's though, have is that you really choose the wrong candidate to try to make happy, where they're not only are they broke, but they're assholes and they're violent and they're abusive and they're disrespectful. That's the weirdest thing you've ever seen.
Operating out of trauma now. Because when you experience something that does not go your way and then they end it, I don't give a fuck what y'all say. A person ghosting you can cause traumatic effects on you. You start to question yourself. You start to think that you're not worthy enough. And then you start to try to do more to think, okay, if I do a little bit more, then they'll start to like me and see my value. And that is when you start to operate in the sense of, if you knew your value, you wouldn't have to work that hard to prove to somebody's value was something somebody should just be able to see. And if
Bars. Hello, Brina West in the house. Seeking Knowledge in the house. Kevin somewhere around. Here we go.
they don't see it, it's not for them, right? But then when you hear messages like this, if he a broke dude and he can't provide this, he can't provide this. Tell me, what can a broke man provide?
Right, because a broke man, most broke men are broken men. It just works that way. Men that are broken become broke. They're the ones that you see there on the streets. They're the ones that live with other women, whether it be their mom, sister, baby mama, or some woman they're taking advantage of, or pick me usually. That's what's going down.
Typically, a broke person is in the sense, especially a man, he should be in a situation where he don't even want to talk to you. So if a broke
Right. He should be, the only thing that should be on his mind is his grind. The only thing that should be on a broke man's mind is a broke man's grind until you're not broke.
man is in a situation where he's not even shameful enough and he wants to actually come try to meet you in your life. How do you think he's going to be dating? He's going to probably want to text you more. And this is when I started saying, that's where it goes into that. Maybe I should make myself available too much. Oh, shoot. This about to be fun.
Hey.
There he is. Mr. Let Himself Go. He is a very interesting individual. I will say that much. I'll also say that I remember listening to his history, and he lived a rough life. This is what he said. He lived a rough life, and his father was a so-called musician, or a musician. Let's just say that, because I'll take his word for it, and left them. He doesn't see it as being left, but he left them. But what he did was he started to do this weird thing that red pill minded men do, where they start blaming the actual person who took care of them, which was his mother. Okay, his mother made sure, by hook or by crook, that he had a place to stay. Father didn't care. He didn't give a fuck. And Mr. Let Go, let me be blunt. Your father didn't give a fuck. He didn't even want to meet you when you got older. Let's keep it real. So now you're taking your bitterness from your anger. And this is the funny thing about Mr. Let Go. You take your bitterness and your anger, and you have the nerve to call yourself a life coach. The key to being a life coach that I even know, and I'm not one, is the key to being a life coach is giving peace. But everything, when you speak with a split venom tongue. You aren't giving people peace. Even if they agree with you, you're giving people anger, and you want them to live the same life you had to live. Okay? A life coach doesn't have to wait another 24 years to get married again. That's what's going down. Let's see what he's going to say. Here we go.
How are you? This is your topic.
Yes, it is my topic. When I seen that topic, I was like, ooh, this is going to be fun.
Well, we're gonna definitely go down rabbit hole together, so it'll be fun to kind of comment on this with you, especially because I can only speak from a woman's perspective. I started to see a trend, and I'm sure you've seen it, where women are like telling women the game, like, "Hey, if you want to meet a rich guy, you need to go here, dress like this, forget the broke man. Don't wear what is Shira Seven says, the broke man bait, the outfit." Tell me,
Shira 7 is spitting facts. And the funny thing about Shira 7, she's only telling you, okay, what other races of people do. They don't go through this struggle of bullshit that we do. They don't. And that's why, see, you have to understand, me and Mr. Let Go are on completely opposite sides of the planet when it comes to upbringing. I was brought up in a very affluent area. The men simped and the women looked for rich men, and it was all good. And it's still that way. So for me to see this, let me tell you, ladies, they tried to tell you, well, you know, it's not, the grass isn't always greener. Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, it is. It actually is greener. If you want to force yourself to date men with a hood mentality or who were brought up hard like this man, you will reap bad benefits. It's just there's nothing they can do about it. It's like when somebody programs a computer. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. He can't help but be a jerk for the rest of his life. He's almost 50 and he's still an a-hole. That's why women won't be around him. He will always have a history of having women around, but you know, they might even be attractive, but they don't stay around long because he doesn't want to repair himself. You can tell he's a broken man who refuses to get the therapy he needs. Watch.
me as a man, what would a woman wear where you would think, okay, she's used to
He has to
dating
make
broke
that fake laugh, but what you saw when I had it freeze the last time is how he really feels.
Altogether, to me, is not really what she wears. Well, the first thing I'm going to look at is her shoes. So that's the first thing. But overall,
Kind of weird. Women were the ones who are supposed to look at shoes. But let's go ahead.
Look at a woman's mannerism. See, I have something I call the twitchy stripper, right? So I look at a woman's mannerism and I could tell she's used to dating broke men by how she moves. So imagine being in a strip club, right? And
What are you doing in a strip club? I mean, that's the fact that he brought up a strip club immediately, you know, for whatever analogy he's going to kick out already tells me where his head is at. Somebody would have to I would literally have to drive by a strip club to think about a strip club. I mean, I ain't no priest, but it's just not, it doesn't come to mind. But see, these are the small things you look for, ladies, when you're meeting somebody new. If they bring up vulgar thoughts like strip clubs or, of course, sex or porn or stuff like that, that's what they're about, pretty much. And if a dude does this, he should say to himself, "Damn, I just messed up. That shouldn't have come out."
Two different strippers moving through the strip club. One is just flowing through the strip club, not really looking at anybody, not catching any eye contact. She's just moving through the strip club. Folks trying to grab her or whatever. She's even like telling people let it go in her hand because she got somewhere to go, right? Then you got this twitchy stripper who's just like, and she just every time she's so.
This is a horrible analogy, man. Come on, you could do better than this. First of all, the fact that he brought up stripping at all is funny. Brina West, he's got enough space on his head to put another face. Oh man, testosterone drops so low. It's no surprise men are literally behaving like effeminate these days. Yep. Yeah. Hey, hey, look, it's right there. It's right. Women even know you're feminine, bro. I mean, think about it. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. First, he brought up looking at a woman's shoes. Who the I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I gotta say it. Who the fuck does that? They don't, normal men don't do that. Then he's in a strip club talking about the behavior of women in a strip club like he's one of them. So I'm not trying to roast dude. I'm not. But you got to understand this is quite weird. I'm telling you. This is, and the thing is this, I guarantee that we almost have to hit the DL buzzer. That's what I'm thinking. Let's keep it going now.
Ready for somebody to say something to her. She's trying to catch eye contact with everybody, right? So with me, that's the mannerisms I see with a woman. If she has a little twitch to her, that tells me that one, she's probably been through some trauma. Two, she's
okay. That's one. She's been through. Most Black women have been through trauma, like most, thanks to us, you know. But look at how he's overlooking that. That more than likely, if a woman is of Black skin color, or I won't say Black skin color, just categorize as Black, because you can be super light skinned and still go through this shit. Okay. More than likely, you have gone through some shit, whether it's in family, out family, boyfriend, dudes on the street, anything. Because right now we got a problem, and I can tell you one thing, life coaches like this won't solve it because they're part of the problem.
So thirsty for attention where you can see it in her body language. Does that make any sense?
No, none at all. I don't know what Luckii is going to say, but it makes no sense whatsoever. Number one, especially if he's talking about two strippers. Did you know it's a stripper's job to be twitchy? They are supposed to pay attention to everybody. It's the one who's not paying attention to everybody who's about to get fired. See, this is the problem with people who are self-proclaimed life coaches. They don't know anything. It's bad enough that he's mentioning strippers at all. Okay. But I used to DJ in some clubs that would convert into a strip club at night. And when I did this, I got to know strippers better than this dude here. And it's not a good life. If any ladies, you want to become a stripper, it ain't gonna be easy. Can you make money? Yes, you can. But as that quiet DJ, you know, imagine the Players Club. I was the quiet DJ in the background, just watching everything happen, watching all the sad things going down and the happy things going down. You know, let me try to spin one of my favorite words. Here we go. This is that's how it went down. So right now, I'm just going to go ahead, if you don't mind me, and let me blow Mr. Let Go away because he doesn't know what he's talking about. When you are hired to be in an adult club as a woman, it is your job to pay attention to everybody. Stuck-up strippers, or better, let's just say entertainers, get the fuck fired. They get fired. Because some of those guys they might ignore might have had pockets packed with money. Pockets packed with money. So this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't. The Twitch is her $15 to $20 an hour she's getting. Okay? and the tips she might get for being nice to the right person. Shoot, I know hosts at a lot of the clubs in the area, they are paid to be twitchy. They're paid to be twitchy. They're paid money to pay attention to everybody, to acknowledge everybody, to raise the spirits of everybody. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And any right-minded person, whether you're red pill or not, knows that I'm telling the truth. They're paid to be nice to you. It raises their tips, and they get to stay at the club without being fired. JG Music breaks it down. Stripper is just a job for them. Strippers are told to not speak to anyone outside the club or outside their job. So strip club is the last place to pick up on anyone. Exactly.
Okay, because I'm trying to think how would I relate because
Now, I think just by what she just said right there, she's trying to be nice to him. She knows I think she knows the same thing I know. That sounded absolutely stupid.
well, let's quantify rich, right? Before we get into this. What is the starting tax bracket or annual income you would say to quantify a man as being rich?
There's new levels of rich. So rich, and we just talking, but rich is actually, if I'm not mistaken, quantified.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's looking for something to say instead of just knowing what to say. When you look left and right and down, that's a sign that somebody doesn't know it. They're trying to make something up that sounds good. This is not what he's about to say is not something built on a tangible form of knowledge. This is built on his own idea. He was brought up in poverty. So he should just say, look, I don't know what to say. I was brought up in poverty. I used to have to sleep on sofas. My mom had us going from house to house. She would clean houses and everything just to keep me fed and just to keep a roof over my head. He should keep it fucking real, but he doesn't do that. He tries to act like he's somebody he's not. So let's watch him act like somebody he's not. Here we go.
100 million. I think
No. I mean, of course that's rich. You see how, but 100 million, of course that's rich. Duh. No, really a rich level. I've seen people live a life of want for nothing with $2 million. Rich really is having $2 million liquid. You could just, if somebody says you can buy this house for $2 million, mansion for $2 million, and it's worth $5 million, you can go get the money and buy it the next day. That's defined as rich. He's thinking nigga rich. And what I mean is this, is that nigga rich is the dreams that a lot of poor black men have when it comes to where they come up with fairy tale amounts of money. Okay? There's rich and there's also well off. That's the next level. The term well off means that you're pretty much, as long as you don't go, waste your money, you're going to live a good life. I mean, you're going to make you're going to make some money. This is somebody, rich to me is somebody who's making, I don't know, I would call it, especially in our culture, a rich person is $250K a year. That's rich. Let's put it this way. It's rich enough if you know what you're doing with your money. It ain't shit if you waste money. $250K to a lot of other people is like $5 million to a wasteful dude, like, let's say, Future, who spends $3 million on women per year. It's rich can be the most relative thing because it really comes down to how you spend your money. $100 million. I don't know why he said that. I really don't. That's like Captain Obvious bullshit.
That's the new
Ah,
rich.
okay, so
Yeah.
so if he's like a couple 100,000,
Wealthy is
I'm in
a
Vegas, right?
billionaire. Huh?
Okay, I'm in Vegas, right? It's a place
Mhm.
called the Sugar Daddy Cafe. Yeah.
That's not rich. I'm telling. The Sugar Daddy Cafe is not a Sugar Daddy. Oh, I didn't even know that. I didn't know. Anyway, Luckii. The Sugar Daddy Cafe is not a Sugar Daddy Cafe. A rich place would be something like you own one of those, even okay, let's say, I'll be nice and say an off-strip. She'll know what I'm talking about. An off-strip casino. You actually own the whole casino. That's a level rich. Sugar Daddy Cafe is let me just let her talk.
So the Sugar Daddy Cafe has the good food as well, but of course, by the name, certain type of men hang out there. They also hang out at another cigar/wine bar. Now, these men typically, you might find a couple millionaires in there, but they're like
She's starting to spit. She's going to spit some knowledge. Here we go.
mid 400,000, stuff like that, like
Right.
anesthesiologists, things
Yeah.
like that. Women are going after those men. So I thought that would be considered a rich man to a woman who's on an average income, right?
No, that's rich man. Especially in Las Vegas, that's a rich man. If you have $400,000 to $500,000 and that's real money, like you earn that much, and then your expenses are like after expenses, you still have in the bank $250K. That's rich enough. Yeah. He's trying too hard to look hurt. No, I'll tell you one thing. Mr. Can't Let Go, he don't have that kind of money. No, you're onto something. Let me tell you something, Luckii, you're onto something. Now, maybe, Luckii, maybe if that person lived in Northern California, like San Francisco, that $500,000 can dwindle down quite quickly. Number one, $500,000 doesn't buy you any kind of a house in that area. So that's one thing to see. But $500,000 in Las Vegas, that's a lot of money. You're doing better than most. Let's put it that way. You're doing better than probably 80%, 90% of the people in Las Vegas.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so these women, okay, let's just kind of get into it. I wanted to know, because if that's the case, of course, I don't think the average woman has ever dated a rich man. Okay, so this trend that we're about to go into is pretty much them just wanting something different out of the trauma of dating broke men. So I would ask, before we go into this, what is the main thing that you see women are left with after dating or being in a relationship with men who are struggling, or I don't mean just they ran into a.
I can answer that for you quite easily. Number one, rewind this video to the front where the judge is playing. And we go into the house and room of hands and feet. Most men who struggle are struggling psychologically as well. And guess who they take that struggle out on? You guessed it. The person who is in their corner and is by their side all the time, close enough for them to get that hands and feet treatment from that struggling man. That is not my opinion. That is a freaking fact. Struggling men of any race. Okay, number one, they're struggling for a reason. Number two, they have a propensity for violence. They just do. Because they've been trained to be that way, one way or the other. Through circumstance, through hapstance, That's what's going down. Let's see what old Mr. Can't Let Go will say.
The situation, these men are, their lifestyle is broke and
Mm-hmm.
unambitious. Where would you
And if
say?
you wonder why I call him Can't Let Go, is because he can't let go of his anger. He can't let go of his past. He can't let go of his bitterness. He's not going to get therapy from a real life coach and not him. So he can't let go.
Because you talk to a lot of women. So what would you say a commonality that they have from dating broke men?
He doesn't talk to them as many as he may think. He beckles at women on his channel, the pick-me's that are willing to tolerate his demeanor and his disrespect. But other than that, he's not really getting. He'll turn more women away than that will be attracted to him if he didn't act the way he does.
Argumentative this, because you said this earlier, when a man doesn't have any money or doesn't have any, because it's not always about money. So I just want to say this and answer your question. It's not always about money. It's about resources.
True. Exactly.
Say one of my parents died and they left me a brownstone in Brooklyn, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, so I have a resource, right?
No, well, that's true at the time, but what a lot of men do is a broke man, what would happen is that he's living a broke life. Okay. And what's going to happen is that he's not going to be able to pay the taxes and all the peripheral charges that come with ownership because he's living a broke lifestyle. He's going to spend all the money on women that he has as an income and thinking that, you know, that brownstone, the maintenance and all that kind of stuff is going to pay for itself. All of a sudden, he finds himself selling the brownstone and renting an apartment somewhere just to keep himself up above water.
So if I got a big old house and the mortgage is paid for, I have a huge resource. Another resource is
no, you don't. You still got to pay taxes. And if it's worth if the house, the bigger the house, the more the taxes you got to pay. You know, you got the light bill, of course, garbage, you know, utilities, and don't be living in a hot location where you have air conditioning servicing that, you know, that's average, I don't know, $1,500 a year. Because you got to make sure that's on point, right? Depending where you live. One of my neighbors said that her bill was $600 a month for electric. If you're broke, they can leave you a mansion. You still won't be able to pay for it.
If I know Jay-Z as an example, like Maul from Roy Mall, he's
now he's name dropping with a literal creep. He is name dropping with a guy who's probably going to get indicted within the next couple of years because we all know that he's in with this Diddy stuff. Not a good person to say, you know, because as one of my team would say, they roll in packs.
Big's cousin or brother or something like, right?
If you're this is the funny thing. Let me tell you about rich people. They don't name drop unless they're talking business. They don't name drop. They don't even name drop when they're on dating women. Only men that have a scarcity mindset name drop.
So that's a resource. He's able, or I don't know, but the fact that he's some kin to somebody that's close to Jay-Z, you would assume, because I don't know, that he has resources and a network of people that he can tap into.
So he's making another analogy, which is terrible. He does not. Things are not popping in his head. I don't know why. He's much younger than me. So these thoughts should be, this should have been a conversation he's had before. But the way he's stuttering, it's like he's making it up.
If things go bad, right? So it's not always about this 6-figure crap. It's about resources. It's about who you know.
No, you need to have 6 figures to take care of a resource like a house. At least be gainfully employed. That's why a lot of people lose their houses.
Like, I know a lot of people, and if I grow broke,
no, not the odd. No, I know a lot of people. Shit.
I have people that will actually who believe in me because they've been around me. They know they can. It ain't never happened, but if I had to, they can front me money or they can front me their platform.
It never happened, but they could front me money or Oh my God! Let me go forward here. Let me go to where they have the people online. Okay. Now I think we're done with that for now. I was going to play where they were actually interacting and how he disrespected Luckii on her own panel because I thought she was cooking. Now she was cooking, and he was like, "No, she's not cooking." I was like, "Damn, dude! I thought she was on her team." You know? Why Seeking Knowledge breaks it down perfectly. We get ridiculed and criticized for hanging in there, long suffering, and going the 9 with our dusties. Listening to those evil demons has really been a wake-up call to many women. Absolutely. Let me go. Oh, yeah. Let me break it down like this. This is where he's at right here. Here we go. Kendra G.
Hello?
What's going on?
You was here before.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good. So you know I got a whole bunch of feedback after you was on my show. So you here to get your Instagram followers
No.
And he lied and said no. When he knows that's what he went there for. See, I've met a lot of liars lately. So it's so easy for me to see them. There's some men that they just can't help lying, even when they don't have to lie. He should have just made a show and go, yeah, my number's a little bit low, ha ha. He should have just did something like that. Then he would have got more respect. Because that's what he's on here for. Because he saw some other red pill dudes doing the same thing. So he says, hey, let me get in on this.
That's what the word on the street says. The word on the street says you just on this platform to get new followers. So that ain't true?
No, it's not true.
Okay.
He just lied straight to her face. He could have been smooth with it and just said something like, well, would it be nice? But, you know, I'm here to find a date. But he's not there to find a date. And you'll find out later.
The main reason why I hit the button that day was to let you know how beautiful you look with your natural hair.
So what he's saying is already negative. Though he was what would I call it? Not side snitching, but basically he's side insulting not only Kendra, but everybody in the room. He literally went up there with all those beautiful women in the room and all over the world watching to insult another woman. That's how low this guy is. That's if I'm on there and he admits he's single. If I'm on that show with all those beautiful women around and all those different personalities and all those people that might be able to, you know, for me to be a good match, I'm on there. I'm on there on that motherfucker to get a date. Fuck that. You know, I love my channel here, but hey, I'm on there to get a date because that's what it's for. It's a dating show. That's why it's called Kendra G Singles. I'm on there to get a damn date. This dude on here he's only on there for clout chasing.
Do you remember that? You had your hair.
I remember I was in Atlanta. I had my natural hair that day. Okay.
Yeah, and then you were saying you was in Atlanta. I just wanted to pay homage to you. But I am single, so I was totally okay.
I told you. I'll tell you one thing. All of the successful dating coaches I know in real life, that's real life, not this YouTube, bullshit. They all have a significant other in their life because they know where to find them.
Okay with being on the show, but I simply just wanted to pay homage to you because that was the actual first time I ever seen you with your natural hair. And I was like, yo, look at Kendra.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate
Kendra looks beautiful with whatever she's wearing. I've never seen her not. She wears everything. She'll wear a wig one day. She'll wear natural hair one day. She'll wear braids another day. She looks beautiful, whatever. So you could tell, I bring that up to say that you can tell that he's just there. He is so bitter and angry at women that he cannot, instead of finding a connection with just one, and you need just one, he's on there to fuck with women. Negative, in a negative way. Yeah, JG Music, broken do that. It's like he's saying, I know you're ugly, arse, usually wear a wug. Yep. You nailed it. So he disrespected her basically because Kendrick comes out with a lot of different hairstyles. And I would say about half the time, it may not be her real hair. And so the F what? She looks beautiful. So what? What is he? Does he think he can out-woman Kendra? Does he think he can wear his natural hair and be pretty, like more pretty than a woman? Why do men compete like this? That's the funny part that we need to always ask ourselves. When you go out, ask yourself why you want to critique a woman on her looks when you have two options. One, to engage and be nice. Two, to just go about your business. When men do this is why women think a lot of men are down low, because they literally go out of their way to insult women. They go out of their way to insult women when they have an opportunity to find a beautiful woman they see as beautiful in their life. Remember, he could have been on this show and go, oh, Kendra, I got my list together. I'm ready to go. Okay, this is what I'm looking for in a woman, blah, blah, blah. No, he came on this show to talk shit. And that's it.
the compliment, but you can't bullshit a bullshitter. So let me ask you this: you attractive? You in Atlanta? You got a platform? Why are you single?
Attractive would be up for debate because I won't judge him on his looks because I'm a dude. But let's just face it, it would be 50-50 in the room if he was lucky.
I don't think you have problems with women.
No, I spent about, I would say 2 years, 3 years focusing on business. And now I'm single.
How long you been single for?
It's a shitty excuse, but I'll let it ride. Here we go.
About 2-3 years. Because like I said, I wanted to focus on everything I needed to focus on. But now I'm in a position emotionally where I'm open to actually start dating. But
No, he's not. And this was 2 years ago. I could say right now he's still not. He has not slayed his dragons of the past. And if he knows anything about being a life coach, anything, he knows what I'm talking about. When you are a healthy person, when you are a positive person, when you are a loving person, that comes out. That is the way you roll. That's not him. That is not the way he rolls. He comes off very evil. That's why in 3 years, and I think he divorces his wife in 24 years ago. Who knows what that was for? I can make some predictions, but I'm not going to even do that. That sounds like a lot of singleness to me.
literally stop getting in a relationship.
The best time to meet somebody is when you're about your business. Believe it or not, if you are about your business, you bringing up your business, you meet a lot of people and you run across some very, very cool people. So no, he's sorry.
Chips because I needed to focus on what I need to focus on.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is that what he needs to focus on is that chip on his shoulder that he never got rid of. Brina West breaks it down perfectly. Six the Goddess at any time. These black men hate on black women. They are probably on the DL bars. I see the pattern, and she might be right. It's really coming. I mean, look at, especially with this Diddy stuff coming out, and the dominoes are starting to fall. It's really proof. And Cynthia G was said the same thing. Why Psychoanalysis says, my apologies. Critical to BM to bring down a critical for the to BM to bring down the black woman, because otherwise it's proven that he is absolute bottom of the totem pole. Yep. If blacks are on the bottom and his woman is above him, right.
So again, I meet people for the first time they come on the show. So tell me your name again.
Aaron.
Aaron. Okay, Aaron.
Mhm.
So you're a life coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how are you certified as a life coach? Like, is there a course for that?
Well, there are different courses, and
you're supposed to say, yeah, I got a BA and blah, 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 blah. That's what you're supposed to say as a life coach. You're supposed to have really a life coach is probably somebody who basically has at least had some psychological training. At the very least, it was a job of theirs to be a clinical psychologist or something for a while. He's not. He's just a YouTuber. That's all he is.
And there is not a specific course to take specific.
See, he's lying. There are specific courses you take to be a life coach. Now, there might be a lot of different ones, but no, he's not. The way he was looking left and right, those were because he's making shit up again. If you're a life coach, you're saying this. You're saying, yeah, I went to this. I'm interested in this doctor. I really love the book, blah, blah, blah. That's what I base my thoughts on and this and that. He's not saying any of that. He's just basically making shit up.
School to go to. At the end of the day.
Yes, there are schools you can go to be a life coach. It's called going for psychology, because that's what life coaching is about. It's about knowing the psychology of different people.
Whether you go here or whether you go there, you can say it's not certification or it is or anything like that.
So what makes you a certified life coach then?
Well, I never said I was a certified life coach.
Okay,
I said I'm a life
what
coach.
makes you a life coach?
By everything that I've done in the last 3 years.
So, okay.
So 3 years of psychology training that you didn't train because you didn't do anything. Now you're just automatically just starting a whole life coach business with literally no experience. There are doctors. I mean, when you become a psychologist, he's really an insult to those who are really life coaches, who actually went through training, who actually went to schools, who actually did get diplomas, who did get, BAs and masters and doctorates. And he's just saying he's one like he said, self-proclaimed life coach.
Okay. So
my body of work.
The reason I'm coming hard with the questions is because
his body of work is anger. If you've ever watched his videos.
People send me videos. I guess you have videos talking about black women. So what's the situation with the black women that you have?
Okay. Just like I think 2 women before the young lady before me, it was like I think 2 women back. And the situation where she was sleeping with her kid's father, and then you was like, yo, why don't you get back with him? We're not on the same page. And then she literally said that, well, I'm growing and he's not. And that is the thing that I see in our black community way too often.
Right. I know he meant it a different way, But what he's saying is that the woman is growing and the man did not grow. And he's right. That's very common in the Black community. But watch how he blames it on the Black woman for growing too much and not the Black man for not growing enough.
So I'm simply somebody that sees a problem and I'm looking to address it and help, because
disrespecting Black women does not help Black women. Disrespecting Black women doesn't even help Black men. It helps broken Black men feel better about themselves, maybe, but that's about it. Here we go.
Not just me just saying y'all need to do this, do that. I actually coach, women. But at the end of the
day, they're doomed. They're doomed, folks. Dang. Anyway, that's it for today. 2 hours in. Everybody, I'm going to hit that beat and catch us on the next one. We got Wookiees and Weiweis coming up. And then obviously this weekend, we got some things going on. So check us out. Here we go for y'all.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar, un lugar para trabajar, y si no hay para emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienen lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te lo ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón.
Shout out to Why Seeking Knowledge.
La canción, yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser humano para mí es un deber.
AG Music.
Ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work.
This damn will be available on replay.
Money work. Se arregla con dinero.
Everyone.